They found the right enemy. They found the final enemy. They feel like they found the big boss. A lot of these people are like, they've had an epiphany, like, wow, I get it. The world makes sense now. Everything is controlled by the Illuminati. I'm sorry, the deep state. And now that we know that everything is controlled by the deep state, nothing else matters. Our entire purpose in life is to oppose the deep state. And if we join forces with racists and white supremacists to fight the deep state, then we could go back to being enemies later, because the bigger enemy is the Illuminati. I'm sorry, the big state, the deep state. That's like quite literally what's being said. Meanwhile, define the deep state. Give me a definition of the deep state, because I have a convincing, I think it's a damn convincing definition of the deep state that goes beyond any mystical need for a metaphysical Illuminati in control of America. Because people really, the world makes sense to people if they could say that there's a group of 13 men sitting around a table. Maybe there is, but you know what else explains the decisions that transcend administrations? Do you know what else explains why the United States continued to bomb, continue to support the civil war in Yemen, continue to bomb in the Middle East, even while Donald Trump was being inaugurated? Like a few hours later, there was a drone strike. You want to know why there's that continuity? It doesn't require 13 men to be sitting around a table. All it requires is an institution the size of a city called the Pentagon, which is steeped in generations of bureaucratic culture. Bureaucratic culture, where you have thousands of people spending tens of thousands of hours doing analysis based on theories that we probably disagree with the underlying principles of those theories, but they operate with this worldview. They operate with the same worldview. That worldview is passed down from generation to generation, from general all the way down to the private. It's passed down in every military school. It's passed down in every meeting. There's a consistent way of viewing the world and a consistent way of dealing with the world that transcends every single administration. And so when Donald Trump gets into the White House and he's presented with options on Syria, you question, is there a deep state of 13 men who are controlling Donald Trump and has him hostage? No, there's literally thousands of civilian employees as well as military employees who have come together with a recommendation for the president that we all probably disagree on the underlying premises that they built that presentation on, that recommendation around. But they present it to the president, and the president's options are given A, B, C, or D. And every single one of those options conforms to the bureaucratic culture of the Pentagon. In other words, the inertia of what they are used to doing, what they normally do, what they always do, what is traditional, what is expected, what is taught. The inertia of that culture is stronger than every president that we have seen in the last generation. And that's why you see a consistent foreign policy that transcends every single administration, not because of a need of some mystical group of men who want to control the world and they are the deep state, but because there is a bureaucratic culture that was established during what Eisenhower, everybody recalls Eisenhower calling the military-industrial complex. And that military-industrial complex has think tanks, it has funders, it has broadcasters, it has media, it has all of those things. And all of those things happen because of the sheer magnitude of the force of that institution. And that is your deep state. Now, what do you think your alliance with Mike Cernovich is going to do to destroy that deep state?